Hi everyone, today I am going to be finishing off this succulent page from World of Flowers by Johanna Basford. Just going to zoom in. I've just got this one picture left, as you can see, and I've done them all in slightly different, there we go, slightly different colours and styles, and I decided that I thought it would be fun to just in my light slightly, to do this one in a Halloween type style. I thought it'd be fun to show you how you can make it look a bit Halloweeny without it being totally Halloween based. So this picture obviously is not a Halloween themed picture. My other ones like this isn't a Halloween look. I'm going to use some Halloween colours to show you how you can get that sort of theme without having to draw on a pumpkin or a cat or a bat or a witch or something, which I can't do that sort of drawing. But I thought maybe you could do this whole page in these sorts of Halloweeny colours, maybe draw some cobwebs in between them or something quite simple like that, or a black background, I'm not sure. But I just thought I'd show you with this one. I thought it would be fun. I'm using my Castle Arts pencils. You could really use any brand. I'll just show you with these. What I'm using on this page. So I'm gonna what I decided to do was to do these top bit here. Although they look like leaves, I'm going to do them as petals, as if they're part of a flower. And then this bit is leaves, and then soil and pot. So I'm going to start with the red. I'm using the red ochre. It's an orangey red. If you're not using this brand, use any orangey red colour. I'm going to go in the centre first, and I'm actually going to ignore that little bit there. I'm just going to go around the centre like this, and then draw it in lighter towards the centre of that bit. Okay, so I'm trying to get a harder line around the edge like that, and I'm going to do the same on every one like this. It's not really going to look very flower-like, very realistic, but it's just a technique that I've used on some of the other ones, so I thought it would just work on this one as well. So it's quite fun. So I don't know, whoops, what colours I've gone out of the line. I'm just going to erase that a little bit. What colours you associate with Halloween. It's a little bit shadowy in here today. Let's try putting the light forward a bit. It's going to bleach it a bit. It might make the shadows worse, I'm not sure. In fact, maybe I should have put the main light on, I think. Anyways, for me, Halloween, I very much think of orange and black. I also think of a sort of slimy green colour and purple, and then sometimes red, like sort of vampire blood, that sort of thing. So I thought I would use those colours in this, and I have done other Halloween projects for this year. I'm trying to think whether they've gone out yet or not. I'm not sure. I think maybe not. Maybe this one is earlier. I'm trying to think of the order. I don't always record in order. And I'm sort of trying to base around those colours that in my head are the sort of right colours, shall we say. But obviously you might have other ideas as to what colours you would associate with Halloween. So for me, that's okay for that layer. We've got to go down to this layer and just do these. So because I only have those sort of few colours, all my Halloween colouring tends to be along the same sort of colour theme, which, you know, I think that's okay, but if you do too much of it, it can get a bit too much. But if it's just like a few pages, I think it's quite fun. I'm just trying to do this so that there's not too much shadow for you. And so that I'm not hiding it. As I said, it's a bit dark this morning, very I'm going to show you my new toy. Somebody gave me this pencil case. Look what it says on it. Really sweet. And it's one of those that folds up and down, so you can extend it and lower it down. I'm trying to zoom out, but my remote control isn't working. So look, it's a lovely pencil case, and you can pop it open and it stands upright like that, and you can push it down so it's quite short. And then when I've used colour, I can pop it in there, and it doesn't roll on the floor. It's brilliant. Helen kindly sent it to me because I was saying that my pencils were rolling on the floor, and she thought it would help me, and she is so right. It's brilliant. Okay, I am using the Cadmium Orange now. This is the only orange I have in my Castle Art set that I happen to have out. I've got my Botanical and my Seascape set out. Obviously you might have a completely different set. You might have this. I have got the 72 set. I don't know why I decided to use these two for this particular picture, but I think it was to do with I think I grabbed one because I didn't have a lot of room on my desk. I've got a lot of bits of paper on my desk, and so I grabbed one, and it wasn't quite enough, so I just grabbed the other one. And they take up a little bit less room than the 72 set, which is obviously lovely and gives me more colour choices. Although some of the ones in these sets aren't in the 72, so that's quite interesting. So we're just, you see, we're just filling in that centre bit with a hint of orange, and it doesn't really look like blood red anymore. And what I'm doing now is going around the edges. Now I want the orange in the centre to be really dark and intense. Did I say red or orange? The orange in the centre. I don't know. I'm imagining things, I don't know. And take it up to the tip in a lighter application. We'll go over that with something in a minute to finish it off. Now, I've really been giving these Castle Arts a run for their money on this page. I've done lots of shading. I noticed I have forgotten to do some on that one. I've got to finish it. This one below here you can't see. Lots of layering, blending of colours and things like that, and it's been great fun to take each one of these little pots slowly, as Johanna calls them, small victories, and sort of work my way through them, just trying out all the different techniques with these pencils, because I'm still, you know, I've had these cast arts for quite a while, but it's just, you know, I don't know them as well as the sets that I've had for years and years, and it's been really fun just sort of having a go. Now, what I need now really is an orangey yellow, of which I do not have in my sets. I think I'm going to extend that orange up there a little bit more, so I could grab my 72 set and get one out, but I think I'm gonna improvise, not compromise, improvise with a cadmium yellow and see how it works. If it's not orangey enough, I'll grab the orange, but I think it might just work with a bit of yellow in. I think we can add yellow into our Halloween palette a little bit. I think that needs sharpening though. Let's have a quick sharpen. I was having a disaster yesterday with sharpening. One of my pencils kept breaking, not Castle Arts actually, and I realised that my blade was really blunt in my sharpener. So actually that's for a future video, so you might see that where I was sharpening. Actually I think it was off camera, in between my sharpener and sharpener. I changed the blade, and it's a lot better now. It makes such a huge difference, and I know people will be asking, where do you get the spare blades? I wrote to the manufacturer of the sharpener. It's a Staedtler. Wrote to Staedtler and asked them for some. Simple, because it seems such a waste to sort of replace the whole sharpener, especially if it's a big, like a barrel sharpener. If you've got a little handheld one, you know, it's probably quite cheap to replace, but these, you know, they're not cheap, and it seems wasteful. Okay, I'm happy with that. We're going to move on to the leaves. Now for me, Halloween, I associate sort of slimy green colour, you know, so I'm thinking this mint green is quite a good shade, but we need something darker as well, so I'm going to use this phthalo green light as well for so I'm just going to sharpen this and start with this one and show you. Now for these leaves I'm going to ignore the outside. I know I didn't do that with the centre, you don't have to do it this way, but I'm just going to go right over it as if it isn't there, and then when it's done you'll still see the lines through. I'll just make it look pretty. So I'm going in quite a heavy layer towards the here because we want it to look like it's underneath the floral part, and then fade it up towards the tip. So I'm putting less layers on as I go up, trying to fade it evenly like that. You can leave the tip blank because we're going in with the mint at the end. So here again we want it darker and intense in here, and then less towards the tip of the leaf. So it's the same technique all the way around. Now you could do the leaves different colours if you wanted. I mean, if you look at a plant, every leaf isn't the same, but I'm limited in the amount of Halloween green colours I have, so that limits me slightly, and it's easier to keep it all consistent as well. I would suggest though, if you're doing them slightly differently, just use different similar shades. So this is the phthalo green light, you could use the phthalo green, you could use the phthalo green deep. So then you've got colours that are really close, but just slightly different. And then you get a bit of variation without it looking completely odd. You don't want to use a sort of olivey green or something like that. It's just not going to really look right, like it would, you know, a plant wouldn't grow those two different, unless you wanted to really sort of fantasy looking. So anyway, I was going to say I haven't done tutorials for any of the other ones on this page. I did it as a little weekend project. Well, actually it lasted quite a long time in the end because I took my time and really enjoyed it. But I have done a tutorial for, there's a World of Flowers postcard book in German. I'm not going to attempt to say it in German. And I can't remember what it is anyway. And I did a video for the Succulent postcard, and so there's that is available, and I can link to that in the description. And then if you want to do, I think it's the ones on the bottom of the page, so if you want to have a go at that, you can have a look at those. It's not all of them, I think it's only 6 of them, and so this makes 7. There's actually 16, so you have to improvise with the others, but there's probably other people that have done tutorials on these. Quite fun ones to do tutorials of, I think. But anyways, if you want a few ideas, and actually I seem to remember that the pot I did on the postcard, I did all the pots the same to match, and which I haven't on this page, and they're all orange, so it's a little bit Halloweeny. So there's another idea for you. You could, oops, I've gone over the edge there, never mind. So you could have a look at that if you want to, if you're having a go at this page and you want a few more ideas. Now the aim here is not to make this so Halloweeny it stands out and looks weird, because none of the rest of the page is. So for me it's just showing you some colour ideas, and what you could do with yours is you could make it stand out a bit more. You could make them all with the same palette. I'm just swapping over to the mint, just giving it a sharpen, and we're going to complete the ends of the leaves in that. So the mint green. My aim is to start dark here and then just blend into this phthalo green. And it's quite a nice bright colour, and I think it looks a little bit slime-like, or what's it called? Ectoplasm, isn't it? That's what they call it. Or yeah, or magic potion in the cauldron, that sort of thing, you know. But I'm just going right over. I want a fairly solid colour on this one. I've done them in slightly different ways in the different, some of them I've left it quite white on the ends, the leaves. This one I just want it quite solid because I think the green will stand out a bit more then, which I think will be fun. So I've got to be a bit careful with my recording today. Yesterday my camera overheated and the battery went flat as well. So I'm trying not to try and look after it a bit more today. I made a lot of videos in quick succession because there was no one in the house. I took advantage, and I think it was a bit of a mistake, poor little camera. But it does show that if I ever want to do a live, I'll have to keep it fairly short, or else I'll just cut myself off when the camera decides to die. But I've been talking to my children about doing lives because they, oh mum, we should do live, blah blah blah. But at the moment I'm still feel like I'm learning to use this new camera and stuff, and so I'm not very confident. Live is a whole different kettle of fish to recording. Right, now I'm going to do the soil. Now I'm going to do it black because I think that's a bit Halloween-y, but I don't want it really black. So I'm going to just do a light circular movement. Can you see how that isn't really pitch black? Because soil isn't really pitch black, I also want to do a little bit of shading on it in a minute, so I'll show you. So just circular movement. I think circular is very important for soil because if you think about soil, it's made up of little tiny circular-ish bits. So it gives it a look of that sort of texture. And I always try and leave a bit of the paper showing, the white, because it isn't all the same colour. It's not a thick, solid. Oh, that's maybe a little bit too textured there. Cover that a little bit more. There we go. And this one. Is that the last one? Yeah. And also what I want to do, which I forgot to do on this pot down here, but I did do on this one, is just do a dark line around the edge here to make it look like there's a shadow from the edge of the pot on the soil. Now if you're doing directional light, you wouldn't have it even all the way around, but I just do it even all the way around because it's easier, and I don't really have to think. And I should do it, try and do it a bit thinner. My pencil's a bit blunt. Let's just give it a sharpen. Oh, excuse me sniffing. I've just been out for a walk. I also want to do a bit of shadow around each leaf. I've just been out for a walk and it's quite cold today, which is absolutely lovely, crispy, nice, not frosty, but cool. And my eye always runs when it's really cold. My mum's does too. She ends up looking like she's crying. And then my nose starts running, and so I'm feeling a bit runny nose now. But it was lovely out there. There's a poor little dog going absolutely bananas though. Now I think that's, I want to just make that a bit darker now. I think it looks a little odd, so I'm just going to darken those up. You may not want to. There's a little dog going, I was walking along the canal. I popped to the supermarket. Where I live, I can walk along the canal to the supermarket. It's lovely. And this a woman was walking her dog, and a duck came down and landed on the canal, and the poor dog went absolutely bananas, barking and barking. She could not calm it down. She had to pick it up. It was going bananas. Purple Lake Deep I'm going to do around the edge of the pot, and I'm hoping that there is an even number of gaps so I can do every other one. Now with the pots, what I have done is I haven't pushed the colour really down onto the paper. I've left it slightly rough looking, because my idea was that there is sort of pot that's got quite a rough finish to it. You know, sort of clay pot with a painted or something like that. You should easily be able to do every other one because the plant overhangs, so we can just fiddle it. It's probably there. Just do your best guess. So it's really simple, the pot. It's very quick because I want a sort of rough look to it. don't have to do a rough look, of course. It's up to you. I think we'll do that one like that. And then we'll grab another shade of purple. This is the heather purple. I think it's Sharpener. And we'll go in between, yes, a poor little dog. Yap, yap, yap. It's cute. Lucky it was small, she could pick him up. She was funny. I said, oh, something spooked him. She said, yes. She said, a duck. She said, how dare a duck land on my canal? It's really funny. But, that was my excitement this morning. I managed to get the things I needed in the supermarket, which was good. So my husband shops on a weekend because he takes the car. I can't drive, and we only shop one of us in a shop at a time. We think it's safer, and he couldn't get everything he needed. Right, for me, I'm happy and I'm done. So there is my Halloween look succulent plant, and I'm just going to scroll out and show you how the page looks, because I think you might like to see it. Ooh. It's focusing on my arm, which is really useful for you. Let me just move my remote control out of the way. So hopefully, oops, you can see all of the page. There we go. And look, I've been using my new pencil case. I've thrown my all the pencils I've been using, I've chucked in the case, and then I can note them down, ready for the, let me just push my light away. There. It's maybe a bit dark now, I don't know. I can't zoom out anymore, so that's the best I can get with regards to seeing them all. Because this one stands out quite a bit actually, because it's quite bright, but you can see that this one is slightly Halloweeny because we've got green and purple, and down here again we've got green and purple, so I think it ties in without standing out too much. But if you did the whole page in those colours, I think it would look quite cool and really Halloweeny, especially if you sort of drew some spider webs in, or sort of wrote boo or something, you know, easy drawing. You might be more better at drawing than me, but anyway, I should stop wittering on. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and happy colouring.